Most men have learned the truth is most women want providers. That is the truth, guys. Now, I know some women want millionaires and they think if a man doesn't own his own company, he's not a provider and things like that. If a man is not willing to take her to a $1,000 dinner date, he's not a provider. I get it. Those are ridiculous. But guys, if we're going to be honest, we know most women, in fact, probably 100% of women, if they had a choice, they would pick up a guy who's going to provide over a man who's not going to provide. That is the truth. Men deal with that statistic. They know the truth of that matter, right? But the issue is the things men really want, women don't acknowledge. They instead call men sassy. So I think that's what he's trying to explain.
So when you hear these men that's going off and complaining about women this and women that, evolutionary biology is learning about, in order for you to not be a genetic dead end as a man, you have to adapt to what women want. You don't get to dictate what it is that women are attracted to or what they want. What they want is what they want, and they're not going to settle. So if we're going to hold women to that standard, then we have to hold men to especially men who have the choice and option as well. The man that you want has standards just like you do. And just like many of the key core things that you either like or don't like, or turn ons and turn offs, you get to arbitrarily decide which one of those you want to honor or set aside. So too does he. Now, for you, a guy may look at you and initially think a certain thing. Oh, she's going to be rough around the edges. She's doing all this hard manual labor. But what happens to the guy who has that image in his head and then he talks to you and he gets the total opposite experience? Suddenly your job and field and craft of what you do for a living doesn't matter to him anymore, because experientially, that whatever's happening outside that home, when you walk through that door, he doesn't feel it. Guys don't care. Guys ain't, when women are like, if I went to school or I made all of this money, I didn't go to school to make 80,000, 100,000, 125,000 to date a guy that's making 40. We're never going to shame her into
Yeah,
accepting a guy that's making $40,000.
because we
It's
know it's
not
true.
going to happen.
Yeah.
She put herself in a position that that's what it is that she desires. And either she's the type of woman that can garner and get that type of man, or she
Oh,
doesn't.
no. That's true. Just because she makes $1 million, it's not guaranteed that she's gonna get a man who makes $1 million or more. I think that's where women fail to understand and realize that the numbers don't add up. They believe if I make this amount of money, um, I deserve. I'm going to get, like, it has to happen. No, that's not how it happens. Because even the guy who makes $1 million or more, he has certain requirements. But like I said, they never care what a man's requirements are. They just believe men should just accept them for just looking good.
If he's the type of man that's saying, I want a woman that's feminine, soft, uh, respects my leadership, displays submissiveness at times, and works well with me and is on my program, are you the type of guy that can get that out of women, regardless of what she does for a living? Every guy doesn't qualify for the type of woman that he wants. And guess what? Every single woman doesn't qualify for the type of man that she thinks she wants.
Right. And men know this. Like, you're never gonna hear Boogie talking about IG bodies and IG models. Like, when? I may admire them from afar, but you're never gonna hear me say I want a Beyonce. Nigga, I don't have $1 million. So you you know what I mean? Like, men can accept. Like, you know what? She's a body. She's not my style. She's probably gonna want me to fly her to Dubai. I don't have that kind of money. Like, I'm not gonna be able to pull that. Like, I drive my old Toyota Camry. Like, I'm not ever gonna be able to pull it off. Like, men, we understand what we qualify for, but all the women believe they deserve Chris Brown. All the women believe they deserve Usher. Just by seeing on them TV, they believe they deserve that kind of man. And it's even worse. You know what even makes it worse? If one of those women ever dated a man of that caliber, or a millionaire, or a man who spends money on them, now they're going to live the rest of their lives believing they deserve that kind of man.
We have to learn how to adjust to the sex we're saying we want. What we're doing as in dating communication. This is a great, to me, I think this is a really cool analogy. Imagine going for a job interview. You get there, you sit down, you're late, you in your pajamas, and you slide over your resume, and it's a whole bunch of irrelevant stuff that has nothing to do with the job position that you want. And as the person's trying to ask you questions, you're talking about how much you want to make and what your hours is going to be, and they're saying, "Well, this is what our salary is, and this is the prerequisites of what we're looking for in experience, and this is what we'd be willing to pay you, and this will be the schedule." And you say, "Yeah, I don't like any of this. I want way more money. You saying 5 days, I'll do 2 days. One of those days is gonna be virtual. You just making up your own rules. What's the likelihood of you getting filling that job position? Are you getting picked? Less than slim to none. Men have each man, if there's different types of men, there's usually general attraction triggers of what most men want. And the men that are of demand, their standards are even higher.
Mm. Talk
So, so I'll give you an example on my end. When I was younger and I was chasing after and thirsty and trying to, shoot my shot, and I'm sending flowers and doing all this stuff. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. I said, man, this is a hell of a lot of effort. By the time I got to 30, things were a little bit different. And when I was on a dating app, I was a BLK Black. I had flew to Atlanta for 2 hour layover, and then I flew to Chicago and landed. When I flew to Atlanta, 2 hours, turned my phone on real quick, turned it back off, didn't check the app, got to Chicago. The 2 hours I was in Atlanta to the half hours I was in Chicago till I got in my cousin's car when she picked me up from the airport, it was 72 to 74 women that had matched with me or initiated contact with me after 2 hours in two different cities.
That's
You
a
don't
lot.
get to dictate anything to me. The other 69 women I can choose.
That's a
That's
lot.
the dating market. So if there's nothing else I'm going to say tonight that's going to be helpful, if we understand the opposite sex better, we'll move different. In the global dating market, we ain't worried about America, in the global dating market, in terms of desirability, it's white men at the top,
Mm.
it's black men number 2,
Mm.
it's Hispanic men number 3, and Asian men number 4.
Mm.
In terms of desirability, in terms of all the data and stats that they're
They don't
collecting, in
like
terms of
that.
marriages, in terms of sex, access to sex, and the dating app data.
Black men swear nobody else wants black women swear nobody else wants black men. Black women swear they're the only ones who want black men, and they swear they're the best option for black men. In fact, if a black man chooses a white woman and he says, I chose this white woman because she's gonna give me peace, black women are like, no, that's wrong. Come deal with me with my bad attitude. They swear they're the best thing to black men.
Black men are second. Asian men are last. Asian women don't want Asian men in math. On the flip side,
Uh-oh.
depending on the stat, depending on the data,
Ain't no
number one
company.
is either Asian women or white women, depending on the study. And then number 3 is Hispanic women. And then last is black women.
You just crucified yourself
It's
now.
not crucified, and I'll tell you why.
They don't like
The
that.
reason why I'm saying it in that
Look at her
way
face.
and breaking it down in that way is a lot of this animosity that we're having with each other, black men and black women in this country. Africans don't see us as a part of their tribe. Jamaicans don't see us as a part of their tribe. There are no other groups that do. So if
We should be one
globally
tribe.
you are the least desired, and even the other black people, even if the other black people come here, they will look at you different, and they'll still treat you a little bit different. And it takes you a while to kind of warm up, and they'll be honest and say, when I first came here, my parents said not to deal with the black Americans. I've heard that they have told me this. Who else are you going to listen to in terms of whatever it is that's causing you to be at the bottom of the totem pole of desirability than a black man looking you in your face and saying, this is what I need to feel loved?
They swear white men want them. They swear every single day. that white men want them and other men want them. The only issue is those white men also have standards. Like they would talk crazy to a black man, but they would never talk crazy to a white man. They believe the black man should deal with their ratchet, loud, ghetto, snap fingers, snatch souls, and BS like that. But white men have standards too. You know what I mean? Like those other men out need to approach them. But this brother was cooking. You guys told me to review it. I had to go through it. What do you guys think? Shout out to Lapif. Link down below to the full video. All right.